Hey, in this video, we're going to go over Expandy, which is a LinkedIn outreach automation platform I've been using for almost 2 years now. And so in this video, I'm going to go over exactly what it is, how I've been using it both for myself and my clients, the things I like, the things I don't like. So you have a full picture from an actual Expandy user when you're deciding essentially on your LinkedIn outreach automation platform, if you should use Expandy or if you should use another platform. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in. The first thing I'm going to show you is the actual stats, so you can see that I'm not just like recording another software tutorial, but I've actually used it. And as you can see, I started using it in June 2023. And basically, I haven't used it that much in 2025 because I paused my outreach for a while to focus on current clients, reworking some processes, but that's a topic for another video. In any case, as you can see, I sent over 6,000 connection requests, connected with over 1,200 people, sent over almost 5,000 messages, and yeah, these are essentially the stats here. Now, let's go over the key features of Expandy and what essentially attracted me to Expandy in the first place in 2023, because I used multiple different LinkedIn automation tools. I tested them, basically used Salesforce, used DuckSoup back in the day. I think I tested Walaxy or something else, and essentially I wanted to test Expandy for a couple of reasons. So the first one being is that I wanted an ability to both sign up different profiles and different companies, basically, because I use LinkedIn outreach not just for myself but for my clients, and I wanted a platform that would allow me to basically set up the profile, set up the solid LinkedIn automation, as well as for me and my team to log in and manage create the campaigns and manage the responses and follow-ups on behalf of our clients as well. And so Expandy was this tool. This is what attracted me here. So here, for example, we can see the workspace dashboard. Here we can like see different things. There are workspace setting companies. I'm not going to show you because there are clients info there, but you can switch between different companies as well as between different profiles right here. And again, if I open this, you would see all the client LinkedIn accounts. So I'm not gonna do this, but main thing, Expandy makes it really easy for you for your clients to have a separate company and workspace, and for you basically in your team, if you also have a team that helps you with this, to log in and manage this. Now, in terms of pricing, if we go for Expandy, they also offer a free trial, but the pricing, they offer a 7-day free trial. The pricing is basically $99 per month, and with the annual, you get $79 a month, basically for the annual plan. However, one thing I will note is they do run typically, at least in the last few years, they ran a Black Friday offer when you can get additional savings. And so we got, I think, more than like when we signed up to annual, we got an additional 20% off. But I would need to have a look at, don't take my word for it. And again, they can change this. So Black Friday is coming up in a few weeks. And if you're watching this around this season, if you're thinking of testing Expandy, I would definitely talk to their support team, ask about this, see what they can offer. But in short, you can see that the country-based IP, profile warm-ups, they offer a lot of cool things, but not all of them are included. So, for example, image and GIF personalization, they do mention it on the website that it requires it's an additional cost because it's through a different provider. But you can check the main things here. In short, what attracted me? Let's go back. Is the ability, number one, the ability to switch between different profiles. You only need to pay, by the way, for one account in order to use it, because in your settings, you can set the company settings. You can invite your team members. Once you have a paid account, at least one paid account for them, you can invite the team member as a viewer, as an editor, as an admin, and they don't need to have a connect account. They can just manage this on your behalf. For example, I can invite my team member to respond to my messages using the templates I set up, for example. Now, speaking of templates, what I also liked about Expandy, and still like about Expandy, is the fact that, let's say if I go to my inbox, a couple of things. So number one, they have the ability to filter. They have quite advanced filtering features because you can filter people in a campaign and not in a campaign. And one other big benefit is that when you connect your LinkedIn profile, it syncs your messages that are not even related to a campaign, meaning that you have a lot of messages on LinkedIn. So for example, if I go to my LinkedIn here, so I have a bazillion messages that haven't went through. So I have all of this. Now, what's the benefit of expanding? These are people reaching out to me, some natural conversations I had with people I know and all this stuff, but like there's a lot here. Now, what's cool about Expandy is it syncs all of your messages, even the messages that people message you naturally without you reaching out to them through Expandy, and shows it in one inbox. Now, the benefit of this is here you can filter and find specific contacts. Next, one of the big things is you can set up the tags. And for example, let me show you the tags I set up. For example, bad fit, book call, client, engaged. Now, on LinkedIn, you cannot really set the tags here. You know, they have a very basic inbox. However, when you connect it to Expandy, you can create your own tags. This is just an example for my tags. And you can filter people that are only of this tag. So only interested leads, or only, even if they haven't went through an Expandy campaign, which is great. Like for example, I checked out Lemlist recently, and they still don't have this feature. Now maybe they'll add it, but when I check, they only show messages that came from a campaign. They don't show all the messages that are, for example, without the campaign, just people reaching out to you and your contacts, which is a big benefit again. So you can tag them, you can easily filter, you can easily find the leads, or create custom campaign for people that are that have a specific tag, that are already in your connections, instead of blasting through a lot of messages to everyone, you know, in your connection messages. Another good thing is they have this thing that is called reply with templates. And so before, for example, when I used other tools, not all of them, they have the template responses. And so here, for example, I can set up my my templates. I can create like a template response. So I don't have to type it out manually each time, or I have to have a separate Google Doc open each time so I can copy paste the messages, which some other LinkedIn automation tools don't offer. So here, again, like the contact status, read unread, you can filter by campaign or without a campaign, meaning people reaching out to you or your own connections, by tags, by different interactions. So this is pretty good. I like the reply with templates button, and yeah, this looks really solid. Now, another thing that I like about Expandy, what attracted me to them, is if I go to LinkedIn settings. First of all, the warm-up settings. So here they have a thing that's called account warm-ups. Let me just show you. Also, you can automatically, when you send Expandy outreach, you can set a thing, like a setting that allows you to revoke connection requests after a certain amount of days. So mine is set to 30, but some LinkedIn automation platforms, they still don't offer this, which means if you send a lot of, you can, like, the base feature that a lot of this LinkedIn automation platforms, LinkedIn outreach platforms offers, you can just send campaigns. However, when you send campaigns and they don't automatically withdraw your connection requests, when it goes over, I think, 200 or something, you start getting on unrevoked and unaccepted LinkedIn connection requests. It started getting over the you start hitting on the LinkedIn radar, and they start paying more attention to you, and they can restrict your profile. So let me quickly try to find this so you can see this thing, where to find this on LinkedIn. Okay, so let me show you. When you go to your LinkedIn, you go to My Network, then you click on Pending My Network, Connections, and then you would see no pending invitations, or you have a couple of invitations, but look for this Manage page. Click on Manage. You'd see Received Connections. If you have a couple of pending ones, I already accepted mine, and then you would see Sent. Now, here you can see when it was sent. So here, if I go here, I don't have more than 2 weeks because it's I already look over this, but you might find that you have some connection requests that were sent more than let's say a month ago or more than 2 months ago that still haven't been accepted, and actually you have a bunch of those, and no wonder if your profile gets restricted or is at risk if that is your case. So I would definitely remove them. Now, if you have a lot of them here, and removing manually is a pain in the ass, well, just shoot me a message on LinkedIn. I can send you a script, or maybe I'll record a video later on. I came across a great script that automatically removes the connection request. It's just like a separate topic. Here, you don't need to install anything, pay for anything. It's free, but it's a little bit more technical. So I'm just gonna show you separately. Cool. Next, so we went over this, the automatically withdraw connection request, which is great. Expandy does this. You can set the interaction settings. You see mine, for example, here, but we want to gradually increase. If you haven't sent any LinkedIn outreach before, I would definitely start with sending like the mobile connection request per day and regular connection requests to around 10 a day, 10, 12 a day, and then gradually increase it to 15, then gradually increase it to 20, then gradually increase it to 25. Like if your profile is good, you can start with 10 and then gradually increase it by 5 a week, for example. And I would cap it around like 25, 30 typically. Now, the difference between mobile connection requests and regular connection requests, I'll explain in a sec. You can actually send more mobile connection requests, like without risk, then you can send regular connection requests. But first, let's apply this. Let's just show warm-up settings. So warm-up settings is when you connect your LinkedIn account and you haven't sent LinkedIn outreach for a while. It's good to set up the warm-up here. So you start from example from, I don't know, 10 connection requests, and then you go up to, I wouldn't go up to 50, but let's say 25. And then you increase each day by 1. And then you can set how much time you want to do this. How long would it take you to increase? I would honestly just do it manually, but if you want to automate this, you can do this here. Cool. Next, you have the activity settings, which you can set your time zone, and I would definitely recommend randomizing different things and disabling one of the days here. As you can see mine, you don't have to copy my exact schedule. Again, it depends on yours. What else? Proxy location gives you a proxy yourself, so you don't have to install this. The only thing when we had issues with this is, let's say, if you, it doesn't happen every time, but let's say, especially if you recently a client had an issue with this when their profile got temporarily restricted, where he was traveling from India to the US, and we haven't sent out LinkedIn connection requests in a while, and we restarted this, and we restarted on the previous volume we were sending, and it was a higher volume, and also when he was traveling to the US, his proxy was different, and then he was logging in also at the same time from a different location, which got his profile restricted. And so, just a quick note, set your proxy to your main location, and then if you travel, you can change just to be on the safe side, you can change your proxy to that location. Now, if it's traveling for a day, don't worry about this. But if you're traveling for a while, I would definitely change this. Cool. Also, Expandy support recommended not to log in during active time when the Expandy automation is running. However, typically, if you're sending a low amount of connection requests and your proxy is fine, it's fine to log in. I do it all the time. Cool. So we went over the LinkedIn account limit. We went over the schedule, the proxy. Why am I showing you this, first of all? Is because not every LinkedIn automation tool has this thing. And it's important that it has it. This is what I liked about Expandy, because some LinkedIn automation tools, they're very basic, you know? And this were the things that these are more advanced features. If you're just a newbie starting out, some could say you don't need this. However, if you really want to scale up your LinkedIn outreach, you need to understand those things. Like there's not really a way around this. Like just learn this. These are kind of main things. They're a bit more technical, but when you learn them, you really know how to maximize your LinkedIn outreach. Cool. So we have LinkedIn account limit, proxy location. Now, the big thing that attracted me to Expandy was the blacklist feature. Now, the blacklist, here you can exclude by profile link, by email, job title, company name, all this stuff. What I would say is what I've been using it for, and what I've been using it for my clients, is the fact that you can exclude here by LinkedIn URL link is great. You know, by LinkedIn URL or the email, best to exclude by LinkedIn URL. So you're not reaching out to people that you don't want to be reaching out to. Let's say I have a list of contacts. They can be clients, they can be your users if you run a SaaS, or like course members, or people you spoke with and you just don't want to be speaking again, or you don't want to be messaging. So here you can actually add the blacklist here. Now, the problem we were having before, and I think we used Salesforce before this, and who knows, maybe Salesforce right now optimized this and they already have this feature. Again, just speak with our support if you're interested in them. The problem we're having is the blacklist was very limited. It was based on keywords and we couldn't exclude specific people. And since most of my campaigns here, like all of my campaigns, I'm enrolling people from the CSV. So I mainly reach out to people via cold email. And then what I do is I take the LinkedIn profiles, for example, where we weren't able to find the email, or for example, we finished the campaign and those people didn't respond. We want to reach out to them on a different medium. And then basically, we use Expandy for this to reach out, to not to manually send connection requests. And people that, for example, responded, that booked a call, or just said, hey, F off, we don't want to hear from you. We just exclude those people, so we don't reach out to them again, don't waste our LinkedIn connection and message limits. So this is great. Cool. And let me check general settings to ignore titles, notifications. Another thing, here we have the apps. So this is add personalization images, SenseBar, personalized video messages, all this stuff. Now, webhooks. And at the part of this recording, like currently, Expandy doesn't have many native integrations. Here they have some apps, but it's not like other platforms, you know, like HeyReach, for example, where they have a bunch of native integrations. Now, you can still use webhooks, and we've been using webhooks for a while. However, they're quite limited as well. Let's say I want to create a webhook upon event. You can use basic automations, for example, contact. When we tag a contact as lead, you know, in Expandy, then send this event to our CRM and mark this contact as lead and send the last message they sent us. For example, this is what mentioned. Same thing if the contact was wrong person or not interested, add them to a blacklist Google Sheet. Or when the contact reply, send a message to our Slack notifying us so we don't have to, we can respond promptly. So these are kind of the basic automations here. Now, if they had a more solid webhook base, native integrations, or more solid webhooks, which allows us to create more custom automation, more custom automations, more sophisticated ones, that would be better. And who knows, maybe they're working on this. I'm just sharing my experience, like the good, the bad, or like points for improvement, let's say. Now, where this thing also shows up is, for example, if I go to my campaigns here, and by the way, I've been using mostly mobile connector campaigns. I'll explain in a second why. But let's say I go to one of the campaigns. I'm not going to show you my messaging here. I'm going to create a separate video later on this. But let's say I can set the campaign limits, everything here. We can see the stats. We can see, and so for example, the webhooks. I have the webhooks here. Although I can set up webhooks, let's say in Clay or directly integrate it with Instantly, which is our cold email sending platform, it's still very limited. Like, for example, they don't have this feature, which I would love to see, which allows, for example, to find, let's say, if someone responded on Instantly, for example, I want to have an automation either in Zapier or in Clay that integrates with Expandy's overall in my API of my Expandy account and find the lead no matter which campaign is it from. And then either to remove the lead from the campaign, either to pause the lead or tag the lead with a certain tag, or resume a certain person, and it's not possible. You can only do, basically, you can only pause the campaign or continue the campaign. You can only find the person if they exist in a specific campaign. Maybe there are some very complex workarounds, but it's not like Clay and Instantly, like native integration, where you can find the lead no matter which campaign they're in, and then basically go from there. So I would love to see this thing happening, but so far it's not there yet. Now, in terms of the campaigns, so they offer multiple campaign types. Now, if we look at the different campaigns, let me skip the goal. We have connector campaign, which is regular. You send connection request, the regular one. I think every linked automation platform has it. Just like you send the connection request, you can include the message or not include the message. And then you send follow-up 1, follow-up 2, all this stuff. You have a messenger campaign, which is for your existing audience, I think. Open email campaign for emails, obviously. Mobile connector. Now, the benefit of mobile connector is I've spoken to Expandy support team about this, is you can get up to 100 new connections weekly with mobile. So LinkedIn has this thing, and again, this may change. So when you watch, depending on when you watch this video, ask Expandy support about this, but I would definitely recommend going with this one, even though they have more sophisticated campaigns like the builder campaign, which I'm going to cover in a sec. Actually, let me cover this right now. So builder campaign is the fancy stuff that allows you to like a post, to send a connection request, to upskill there. Let me even show you, like inbound. Let me just go back. Let's go builder, create your own builder, create blank campaign. Let me just show you how it works. So here you have visit profile, follow company, skill endorsement, all this. Expandy also offers email, by the way, I forgot about this. You can integrate your email and you can do multi-channel outreach. I personally haven't done this because we send a bunch of emails from Instantly, and yeah, I haven't found a good use case for this. But if you want to try this out, try it, let me know how it works. So you have all this fancy stuff. Now, it's exciting to talk about, but in the real world, if you do a lot of these actions, like for example, if you endorse their skill, follow their company, visit their profile, like their posts, all of these things, what's going to happen is each one of those things, it's counted as a LinkedIn action per day. And when you go above certain amount of actions, I don't remember the exact amount, let's say it's 100, you get on LinkedIn's radar. Because you can only do a certain amount of actions per day. And the action can be liking a post, can be endorsing a skill, I don't know, sending a connection request, sending a message, all this stuff. So instead of doing all this, and I tried this, I think, for either I deleted on my own account or I tried it on client accounts. It's been a while since I've done the builder campaign. But as I spoke to Expand Your Support, they said the easiest way, if my goal is to just connect with people in my target audience and then send more messages, is just to use mobile connector campaign, because LinkedIn has this thing where when you send a mobile connection request from mobile, LinkedIn gives you actually higher limit, because most people use LinkedIn on their phone or something like this. So this is how they set this up. Now you can also use the search function here and create your own filters, everything, but honestly we just use the CSV upload because we're enrolling people that we previously researched. But if you want to try this out, that's great. They also have my network tag, my requests, all of this different things. Okay, so last few things that I liked actually in expanding, still like, is it's very more technical, but when you run LinkedIn outreach, you understand what I'm talking about. So let's say you upload a list of contacts to one of these campaigns, and you want to start reaching out to them. Let's say you have a couple of campaigns running. So number one, you can actually set a higher priority level for your campaigns. So if you have 2 campaigns running or more, then Expandy, based on the priority level, would prioritize certain campaign. You can also schedule it, but it would prioritize it, which is great. Now, another thing is you can have, for example, certain people, and you can transfer them between the campaigns. But what's a great feature is that let's say you enrolled I don't know, 1,000 people in your target audience to one campaign, but somehow you connected with a couple of them. So let's say they responded to your cold email. They're already in your expanded campaign. They're running, but you sent them a manual connection request, or they sent you. Now, what happened in the previous LinkedIn automation tools I was running is when I created a connector campaign, and I was already connected with these people, it just skipped the step. It didn't stop these people. It just sent them the message 1, which is not relevant because I already connected with these people manually, meaning something happened between this. I don't want them to receive message from this campaign. I want them to be paused on this campaign, you know? And so when we moved to, when I spoke to Expandia Support about this, they told me that this doesn't happen. And in fact, when I ran this, I didn't see this happening. So if you already connected with someone manually, it won't send them a message from the campaign. It will just pause them on the campaign, which is amazing. And it saves you awkward situations, you know, it saves you from awkward situations there. You can also transfer leads between different campaigns. And if 2 leads exist, and also there's a thing where you can upload, I think, the same lead in 2 different campaigns, which some other tools don't allow you to do. And when they're enrolled, I believe the campaign that started the first action from this with this lead would be the main campaign for this lead. So, for example, action can be anything. Can be if you're using builder campaign, liking a post or whatever. In this case, in the simplest case, it's basically sending them a connection request. Whichever they have a queue here between different campaigns, and so whichever campaign sent the first action, then it will be active. That lead will be active in that campaign, and it will be paused in the other campaign. I know it's more technical, but like when you run LinkedIn outreach at scale, you will understand what I'm talking about. So This is great. This is what I like about Expandy. And overall, this summarizes my review. It's already like wanted to keep this short, but I saw there was no real in-depth tutorials on expanding in-depth reviews of actual users. So I decided to record my own, show what I like, what I don't like. If some people from Expandy watch this video, I love you guys. You built an amazing product. However, I already mentioned several things that I would love to be improved, and your other users, I'm sure, would love to be improved. Now, with that said, I think Expandy is an amazing tool. It's definitely basically my favorite so far out of all I tested because of this capability, specifically for people that are helping, like agencies or consultants that are helping their clients. It allows to switch between different profiles, and they have all these advanced features. So out of the tools I tested, it's basically top of my list. And yeah, if you want to give this shot, basically go ahead, start a trial with them. And yeah, if you have any questions, just drop a comment on this video or message me on LinkedIn if you want me to review your specific case. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope this was valuable, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.